have not visited these locations, we can all appreciate the significant impact that tourism has in these communities. And let us consider the impact, the economic impact that tourism has in our community. The fact is that tourism is a multi-million-dollar organization in York County that generates thousands of jobs and tax dollars. And that doesn't happen on its own. It happens through raising, through competing, it happens through winning and luring. And for the past 17 years, Laura Gurreri has been raising the profile of York County throughout our country. She's been competing with destinations throughout our country. She's been winning bids to host international, national, and state meetings and sports tournaments here in York County. And by doing so, she is luring millions upon millions of dollars into our community. Laura's professionalism and success are recognized by her peers in the industry. She currently serves on the board of the National Association of Sports Commissions. In November, Laura became the president of the York County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Our community benefits when our anchor institutions such as the CVB orchestrate a successful leadership transition. And Laura is firmly ensconced as the sheriff, the new sheriff in town at the CVB. When Laura isn't raising the profile of our community, she and her husband Chris are raising their clan. They have 3 under 10, Cameron, Layla, and Vincent. It was an honor and pleasure to work with Laura. I hold her in the highest regard. A few years ago, I told Laura, I said, I want to be you when I grow up. I have every confidence that she will successfully lead our tourism industry and positively impact our community. In fact, I'm willing to predict today that our speaker is the future president of our Rotary Club. Laura is a shining star. Her success leading the CVB sales team fueled the successes of our entire county's tourism industry. With Laura at the helm, our tourism industry will thrive and our community will prosper. Please welcome a York County native, a tourism expert, and a successful leader, Laura Gurreri.
Good afternoon, friends. That was very nice. Thank you, Anne. When Anne asked me many months ago to save this date, May 8th, 2019, and present on tourism in York County to the Rotary Club, I was asked to touch on 3 things, and I know I only have 20 minutes, so I will get through this as fast as possible. But I was asked to introduce myself as the new president of the York County Convention and Visitors Bureau, and mind you, that decision had not been made yet, but the confidence of this woman I genuinely appreciate. I was asked to talk about what, as an organization, what we're doing, and to touch on our new county brand initiative. And then, of course, talk about National Travel and Tourism Week, which we are in the midst of as we speak right now. So I'm going to say that Anne did a good enough job in giving you a little bit of background about my history and my tenure with the Convention and Visitors Bureau. So I will jump right into what our organization does on a daily basis. Let me see, make sure this is... jump right into what our organization does on a daily basis to accomplish economic success within our community. Then I'll touch on National Travel and Tourism Week. For those of you that don't know, we are a private, not-for-profit, 501c6 organization. While we are membership-based, our funding primarily comes through the York County's 5% occupancy tax. We have administrative offices downtown, but we also operate 2 visitor centers. We have one at Central Market and one at Harley-Davidson out on Route 30. Our mission is relatively simple. We're aiming to maximize tourism expenditures and their economic impact through comprehensive tourism, sales, and marketing programs. I can simplify this a little bit more into 4 focus areas. We promote York County as a place to visit and explore. We're maximizing tourism expenditures by promoting overnight stays as a means to achieve our greatest economic impact. We're looking to foster that exceptional visitor experience and build and nurture important industry, member, and community relationships. So our staff is promoting all of the wonderful things about York County day in and day out. But the reality is that York County is competing for leisure visitors in a geographical area that is littered with giants in this industry. How many of you heard about the battle that took place just west of us? Or I'm sure you're familiar with the Amish country to our east. And there is there's a really famous chocolate manufacturer just to our north, right? Well, we recognize that we sit geographically in the middle of these national tourism attractions, and we would be silly not to promote ourselves as come to York County and stay here and go ahead and visit those national attractions. But we are also very, very passionate about what York County has to do in York County in and of itself. So we work really hard to promote. We've developed our own brands: Mason-Dixon Wine Trail, Susquehanna Ale Trail, Keystone Craft Spirits Trail. They all live under Good Libations Trails. Our business-to-business brand, Sport York, brings in these events that Ann mentioned, $25 million in economic impact in sports in 2018 alone. Our staff is constantly working to reach out to the media. We focus our advertising on efforts that our research tells us the demographics and geographic areas that our research tells us visitors are coming from. Our most recent campaign, the Feeling Good campaign, if you haven't seen it yet, I do have a treat. It's a short clip of a video. Yes, please, thank you. You could go ahead. Oop.
Be long.
Share this with you.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Slow down, just for a minute. Hold up, take your time. You and me, we're getting in it. I think you know what's on my mind. I'm feeling good, just like it should. I'm feeling good.
Thank you. So it's exciting. That's a short, yeah, isn't it fun? We have, that's a shortened version. We do have a longer version. Again, it's our spring campaign. It's very exciting, showing two couples that are our primary demographics and showing what their vacation could look like here in York County. As I mentioned, we are a sales and marketing organization. Our sales department is currently on the road targeting two of our larger group markets, group tour and sports. Sorry guys. Group tour and sports. At the top there you see a picture of, it's from an industry trade show for the group tour market, Pennsylvania Bus Association. We've hosted that here in York County for the past 2 years. Looks like we have one more year coming up at the Expo Center. And the Explore York wrapped Bailey bus, thank you so much. We've gotten a lot of great exposure out of that too, from all across the country, I guess. The second picture there is a picture of Graham Aquatic. A lot of sporting events. We do a lot of swimming, January, February, and March. A lot of swimming events that are bringing dollars into this community. And then the last picture there is a picture of the National Street Rat Association. For our meetings market, there is a group for everybody, from animals and alpaca lovers to collectors of zippo-laters. So we are actively working to target all of those audiences and bring them into York County. When these groups are in town, we have the opportunity to showcase our wonderful York County hospitality. We do numerous walking tables for groups, and for them it looks like we're providing a service. We're able to answer their questions with where should I go for dinner tonight, or how do I get back to my hotel. But for us, it's also an opportunity to maximize their spending by suggesting some shopping or a tour that they should visit after dinner and drinks. We help our clients with transportation needs, lodging coordination. We plan special events. There are a couple pictures up there from Special Olympics Pennsylvania's, their indoor winter games this past March. Our staff was instrumental in ensuring that event and their opening ceremonies were a success. If you did not get a chance to see that event, witness that event in person this year, you've got 2 more chances. They're coming back for 2 more years in 2020 and 21. Please volunteer. It's a great, it's a really great event. And then last, certainly not least, and maybe most importantly, that fourth area was relationships. And everyone on our staff is involved in numerous organizations, from the local, the state, to the national level. And it allows us to continue to build relationships with our industry peers and make sure that we are following best practices. Another example of relationships, our membership department organizes familiarization tours and networking opportunities so that our local community has a chance to develop their own relationships and make this tourism industry stronger and stronger. And then still relatively new is the York County Tourism Grant Program. We're in our 3rd year for the Tourism Grant Program, and it's allowed us to really engage with the community. In its first 2 years, the grant committee awarded more than $1.6 million to tourism-related businesses and projects, events coming into York County, research, product development in the tourism industry. And in fact, one of the earliest grant projects has been this new York County branding initiative. And you may have seen some of the creative shown here. This certainly wouldn't have been possible without the relationships that we've developed within the community and amongst our peers here in this room. But 7 community organizations came together to develop this Have It Made Here tagline. The branding has so many future avenues for us. You all know York County is known for making history. We are known for making product. We are known for making art. We are making businesses, helping businesses be successful, and of course, making memories in the long run. Our brand management team, those 7 organizations, are currently working on the implementation phase. So, keep your eyes and ears peeled for more information to come on this topic, including Explore York, the CVB's own rebranding to completely integrate the Have It Made Here brand into its own identity. Okay, so I mentioned that we are currently sitting in the middle of Travel and Tourism Week. And what is this? Well, the first full week in May, every year, the travel industry gets together to help celebrate and express why travel matters. Travel matters to the economy, as Ann mentioned. This is big business for York County. Across the United States, $2.5 trillion in visitor spending, and to over $1,000 in tax relief for annually for each household in America. In York County, more than nearly $1 billion in visitor spending each year. And just for comparison's sake, that battlefield that's located over in Adams County, their annual number in visitor spending is, I'm gonna lose it, I had it written down, $691 million. York County is $973 million. So travel matters to our economy. Travel matters to new experiences. 88% of Americans, they place traveling to new places at the top of their bucket list. And more than 2/3 of Americans would rather do something, have an experience, than buy something, than to have things. So here you see a picture of the rail trail. And isn't it nice for our visitors to come into York and to be able to rent a bike and ride the rail trail, get some ice cream with their family? They can make bath bombs and soap at Sunrise Soap Company downtown. Caputo Brothers offers make your own pasta classes or pull your own mozzarella classes. It is all about experiences right now. Travel matters to our jobs. Lots of jobs across the country, but nearly 8,000 people are employed in the tourism sector here in York County alone. Travel matters to our health, and studies show that workers who use their time off to travel are happier than those that use their days off just to stay at home. So after vacation, employees feel rested and recharged, and when they return to the office, they're ready to get back at it. And it's also, we're sharing National Travel and Tourism Week with National Nurses Week, I believe. So I'll call that preventative care, and we'll check that box twice. Travel matters to our families. I attended an event yesterday that I know Ian was a part of. I'm sure there are several others in the room that attended as well, the YWCA Lessons from My Daughter event. And that panel pretty much summed up this slide perfectly for me. The fact that they talked about the opportunity to talk and connect, to listen to their loved ones, the bonding, those everlasting memories, the opportunity to be present, and taking the time to actively listen. So travel obviously matters to family. And travel matters to hometown pride. When residents take pride in where they live, they become our best ambassadors, promoting the area right alongside us. 54% of leisure travel in U.S. is to visit family and friends. We, as an organization, are certainly very proud of our hometown. We're excited to continue to spread the word about how great of a place York County is to live. To kick off National Travel and Tourism Week for us, some of my coworkers and I had the opportunity to visit the state capitol on Monday, where Representative Carol Hill Evans honored us with a resolution naming May 6th Explore York County Day. So we were really excited to be up at the state capitol and representing York County there. So when we pass popular tourist sites like Perrydale Dairy every day, we may not think about how it supports our community. But Perrydale and Martin's Potato Chips and the History Center's Colonial Complex and the numerous restaurants, for that matter, they are the backbone of York County. They define our community and our new county brand. They provide our families with jobs. They bring in hundreds of thousands of visitors each year and provide each of us with a lifetime of memories. So I invite each of you to join us as we continue to celebrate at Harley-Davidson later today. From 4 to 6 p.m., you can come out, take a tour of the facility. If you haven't seen it in a while, it is really something to see. I would encourage you to do that. Network with tourism professionals, learn more about tourism in York County and how it impacts what you're doing in your everyday, and just simply help us celebrate tourism in York County. That's it. I'm happy to take questions. Yes, understood. Yeah?
You're bidding on these events to come to York.
Yes.
What's the maybe top 2 or 3 reasons why they don't select us?
So the question was, when we are bidding on events to come into York, what are the reasons that they do not? What are our weaknesses, is what you're asking me? Yeah. So, what are the weaknesses? Well, a lot of times, sometimes it's just the venue just isn't the right fit, and there's really not a whole lot we can do about that. We do our best to really evaluate every event that comes across our plate. Our organization invests financially. It's not just the time and the staff resources. It's also a financial investment for us. So we will take a look at how we might be able to financially support that event. And if the ROI doesn't make sense for us, the economic impact is not there, then there's a chance that we might lose out for that reason as well. So that the budget, the numbers just aren't quite matching up. And then in general, sometimes it's just location. They just maybe really aren't interested in being in Pennsylvania. They need to be in the Midwest. So a lot of times it's about things that are kind of out of our control. There's not a whole lot that I can do about, I can't immediately build a new million-square-foot venue. I can't move York County into LA. So that's usually, excuse me, prime reasons. Yeah, Dave.
I find a lot of people are confused about what tourism really is. Can you enlighten us on that, please?
What tourism really is. So I think people, and if I'm going down the wrong path, you can go ahead and raise your hand and stop me again. I think people think tourism, Ann mentioned how many people in the room have been to Vegas. How many? I mean, we all plan summer vacations, or I hope we all do, because it matters, right? So we all go to the beach for the summer, and that is tourism. That's your stereotypical tourism, but it comes in so many other fashions. So how many of us in here travel for business? And when you travel for business, you are in a hotel and you are dining out at restaurants. And there might be, if you're going to Louisville and you want to check out the Louisville Slugger Museum, you're going to do that too, even though you're there for business. So that's corporate travel, that's corporate tourism. We have, I mentioned the sports, and how many of you have children that participate in volleyball and they're going to a wrestling tournament or a soccer tournament, and you're packing up the family and taking them to an area like York County, and you arrive on Friday and you leave on Saturday. Again, you're staying in hotels. You are putting money into that economy. I mentioned associations. There's one for anybody. Everybody in this room is unique. We could pick out 300 different opportunities. So tourism is any visitor, anybody who does not reside here, anybody who's coming in to York County, outside of York County, and investing their dollars, their hard-earned dollars in York County. So, okay. Yeah, Leo.
So I'm excited for your tenure. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And a big fan of what you're going to do. My guests here today, they made an impact locally
Yes.
with their events. Wayne Scott has a 9-year basketball tournament that he does, and James Way puts on a semi-pro football Latino Conquest. They bring professional athletes from the country. And so we've met with Rashida already, James and I did, and we'll meet with Wayne on Monday. But what's the commitment to the local York City community that is helping make these things happen, bringing people from the outside, creating hotel night stays and things like that, between the CPP, and how can we engage that part of the community and collaborate with them?
So it can be, we can think about, I'm sorry, the question was how is tourism, or how is our organization able to partner with more local organizations or residents in helping, we can both further our mission, right? It can be bigger than sports. Like I said, all of you are involved in something. Everybody has a hobby or something along those lines, or you're all a member of some professional organization. Even the summit, the Latino Health Summit, was a lead from Lou, and it's an opportunity. If you are attending something, if you are leaving York County to attend something, whether it's a sporting event or professional development, and it's a potential fit for us here in York County, reach out to us. Let us know. Those are the best leads. Backyard marketing, we would be more than happy to partner in taking a look at that opportunity. If it's a fit for York County, how can we partner together to go after and bid on those kinds of things? So we've worked with local event planners, which is what I would term you guys as event planners. We've worked with local event planners. Their goal is the same as ours, is to bring people to increase your numbers. You want exposure. How can we help you? How can we help you get additional tourists into York County? So it's just a matter of working through what are the logistics, and setting a game plan to go after it.
Of the nearly $1 billion that's spent on tourism in the county, how much of that do you think is spent by residents of the county? And how much of the tourism money that's spent by York residents do you think is spent outside the county?
Thank you. How much of the 973 million visitor spending is spent by residents, York County residents versus out-of-county visitors, correct? It's all
Yeah, that's.
out. That number is out of
That
town.
is all out of
That's a
town.
report from the.
Tourism economics, that does economic reporting for the state and then breaks it down for each county.
And how much for then the follow-up would then be, how much is spent by residents on those?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know that I have that number. How much money are York County residents spending in their travels outside of York County?
No, or within
Or
York
in York
County.
County? I don't have that number.
Okay.
Yeah, Kelly.
Hi,
Hi.
thanks for your talk today. Something that we have talked about and we've been exploring is the crop of cultural tourism. I'm
Yes.
sure you've heard a lot about that, that's something that we've been focusing on. So cultural tourists on average spend 60% more than other types of tourists, and they stay on average 3 nights longer. Is there plans in the future to really kind of target those cultural tourists the way you target the sports tourism and group tourism?
Yeah, we have to take a look at it. It's been quite some time since York County has done our own research. As we look forward into the next year, that's something that's on the slate, is to update our research and take a look at what type of traveler we're seeing come into York County, how much they're specifically spending here in York County. How much, what we do. We take a look at what markets are the strongest for us, and then we will focus our efforts in the fashion that, but I think the county, the Cultural Alliance is one that has been a partner with us in the county branding initiative, and I think that allows us an avenue to really, to push that as well. We've got one further back.
So you mentioned a big grant program that's
Yes.
given away more than $1 million.
1.6, yes.
So first of all, where does that funding come from?
Happy to
And
get.
as you're allocating grants, what criteria are you using for making those grant awards?
Great question. Thank you for allowing me to elaborate. The York County Tourism Grant Program was created in 2016. Our occupancy tax was increased from 3% to 5%. And those funds they are collected by the county and then come to the Convention and Visitors Bureau. There is an agreement between the county and the Convention and Visitors Bureau on how those dollars are divided. So 53% of that goes to operating sales and tourism sales and marketing programs for the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Another percentage goes to the York Expo Center, and then 33% goes into the York County Tourism Grant Program. There are 3 rounds. Round 1 is what we call the big round. It's very technical. And we are currently, the grant committee, there are 7 members on the grant committee. They are appointed positions. The city, the county government, the Economic Alliance, the CVB, I know I'm missing some, Hanover, and state representatives. So we have 7 appointed members of the grant committee. And they are currently reviewing, like I said, the round 1 grants. Probably next month we'll have an announcement as to, we've got nearly $700,000 that they're looking at potentially awarding. So what criteria are they looking at when they are reviewing these applications? It's by law, the money needs to go to tourism-related programs or projects. So they're looking to make sure that the event is in the future or even in whether it's immediately or in the future, that it's going to generate tourism for York County and help keep that cycle of funding going. They have to make sure it doesn't unduly compete with any other private business that's already in place. They are, they're tasked at looking at, how much money they're giving to projects that will directly impact tourism versus indirectly, like the research that we talked about. So yeah, I mean we've got. It's a new program. There's not another one like it in the state. So, you know, we've gone through some growing pains and some refinement of how we go about awarding those funds. There is a second round, a smaller round, where the maximum amount to be awarded is $10,000, and that happens in the fall. And then there's a third opportunity called timely opportunities. So if you have an event or some sort of project that just does not fit in either one of those timelines, you can apply at any point in time throughout the year.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes, how much of your effort is spent on individual tourists coming to York, like the video you showed, and the, for lack of a better term, the convention
The group business.
yeah.
How much of our time is split between the leisure market and the group markets, if you will, is the question? I don't have exact numbers for you. Our marketing team, we are a staff of 12 full-time employees. Our marketing team really focuses on that leisure market on a day-to-day basis, but they also support our group sales. Our sales department, which focuses on the group tour, the sports, the meetings and conventions, they also service all of those events that come in. We have 4 full-time staff members in that department. If I look at our budget as opposed to time, when we throw in the amount of money that we are putting into subsidizing and supporting bringing those events in, it's split. It's pretty much 50-50.
Follow-up question.
Yes.
Where will that video be played and in what media markets? We get a lot of Michigan here, New York, Lake District, Maryland, Baltimore. Where will that video be aimed?
So the question was, where will this video be seen? Wherever we can get it. But to be serious, we just released, and that was just a clip. There is a longer version. We just released the video here locally. I know that Louise Hine in our marketing department is working to get the video out there. She's got a plan for distribution. Do you have a feel for?
Well, it's targeting
Baltimore, Washington, Philadelphia, which have been key. They've been key markets, feeder markets for York County.
Like day travel?
No, overnight as well. Mm-hmm. Yes, in the back.
Hi. I noticed that some of your presentations didn't include anything about weddings. As someone that works in the industry, I do a lot of tourism here for weddings. So do you guys have an aspect of your organization that penetrates that market?
Yeah, the question was in relation to weddings, and we had so much to squeeze in here. We do. We have a weddings program that we market as well. The weddings is big business. We've got some beautiful destination weddings. While I think when I was looking at getting married, destination weddings meant you were going to some tropical island somewhere. But really, there are couples who are looking to just find somewhere to meet in the middle where their families are coming. And York County has, again, because of our geographic location, has been a great opportunity for that as well. So we do have a weddings program that we feature on our website. We've got some contact information there as well, and in our travel guide. Yes?
Just a quick follow-up. So what's your best recommendation for someone like me who gets Virginia, DC, North Carolina, couples who are asking me, where should we stay, where do we go, where do we eat?
Oh my gosh,
I know.
we need to talk.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm in East York, so I'm familiar with that space, but I mean, I have people that come Thursday night and stay till Monday.
Yeah, so the question is what should she do? She's got people coming in from all across our region, and so we are here to be a resource. The York County Convention and Visitors Bureau, we are meant to be a resource for any visitor that's coming into the community. So if you've got visitors coming in and you want help answering questions, by golly, give me a shout. I'll make sure you get our information before we leave. Thank you.